Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Build Your Best Life. I'm Coach Deborah Smith, and I am excited to have you here with us today. Thank you for always engaging in Build Your Best Life. And we want to get our message out all over the world. So thank you so much for all you do, your prayers, your likes, your comments, and your shares. Please continue to share. And if you have not liked my Build Your Best Life Facebook page, please like it. And also please subscribe to the YouTube page because you never know when technology is going to have a hiccup. And I want you to be able to hop right on and not miss a beat. So that's Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith on YouTube. So subscribe to that as well. And again, welcome. As you know, this month we're talking about blueprint for having and maintaining credibility. Credibility is so important. When someone speaks your name or hears your name, you want them to think good, positive things. You're a person of integrity. You're trustworthy. You're honest. You're reliable. So credibility is important, but you can lose it just like that. So that's why we have been focusing on this month. And today, our topic is going to be a pro. Be a pro. What does that mean? Be a pro. Well, it's not what you think. I'm not saying excel in sports or excel in anything in particular. But there are certain aspects of who you are that you need to focus on in order to create and maintain that credibility. So I have 3 things that I'm going to talk about today as I go into this. But pro or professional, that's someone that's experienced. They may be seasoned at doing something. They may be an ace, like you have a pilot. Some of them are, just learning. Some of them are average, but then you have those ace pilots. They are pros. And when we're doing something, regardless of what it is in life, we need to try to do it for, whether we're doing it for professional reasons or for pleasure or for professional or official purpose. You want to do it the right way. Do all things unto the Lord, as is stated in Colossians 3:23. In Colossians chapter 3, verse 23, it states, "Whatsoever ye do, work heartily as unto the Lord and not unto man." So a lot of times we complain when we're doing something, but always remember, we're not doing it for your pastor. You're not doing it for your boss. You should not be doing it for your kids. You should be doing it unto the Lord. So that should make you want to be a pro in it, to do the best that you can. So I'm going to talk about 3 tips on credibility today. I'm not going to be here long, but I think these are 3 important aspects of having that credibility. So I'm going to talk about those. The first one is reliability. Reliability. Be reliable. How about we just say be reliable? Use the word reliable. Okay, reliable. That means consistently good in quality or performance, able to be trusted. A reliable source of information. You know, a lot of times people say that you shouldn't use Wikipedia because anybody can go out and alter the information that's out there. So when you have someone that is not a novice, is not an expert, and they think they have an opinion about something and they can go out and change that source, then how reliable is it? So again, it's something that's reliable, it's consistent, it's good quality. You can depend upon it. So how many of you are reliable? Reliable. So I'm going to talk a little bit about an individual that is reliable. Okay, reliable individuals are consistent in behavior, actions, and performance. You know, you can't be one way today and another way tomorrow and be looked upon as being reliable. So if today you're honest and tomorrow you're out stealing something, you're not consistent. If you're just mean and yelling and screaming at everybody today, the next day you're, "Hi, how are you?" Angel, and the next day they don't know how to take you. You're not being consistent. People don't know how to take you, so you're not reliable. Your character is not reliable. But one of the things when we talk about credibility is being reliable. Be steady, be predictable. And when I say predictable, you don't want someone to know your every step, but you know, my friend Agnes, I can say, "Oh, well, Agnes is predictable. I know she watches Price is Right every day, so I know not to disturb her during that time." That's something that's predictable about her. Agnes is going to be on time, which means she's going to get there before the designated time. She's predictable. I know she's going to be on time. If she's not on time, then I'm worried. I'm trying to find out, okay, where is she? Because I can depend on her being reliable. That those aspects of her are predictable, and that's a good quality to have. These people, reliable people, are timely. They show commitment, punctual, demonstrating that they not only respect themselves, but they respect other people and their time. It's just like if I'm leading a meeting, I may give people a couple minutes. If I say we're starting at 7, I'm going to give them to 7:02, maybe 7:03. But then we're starting. You know, you catch up, and I'm not going to go back and make those that were there on time have to go through something twice. So I'm going to respect your time because you honored my respect by getting on at the designated time at 7. So I should not disrespect your time and make you wait to 10 after, 15 after, till everybody gets on. So be respectful of others. Meet deadlines. If you have a deadline at work, if you have a deadline at church, if you have a deadline with your bills, get them done before or after, before or on the due date. I don't get tickled. I'm not going to say what I get, but it's like, when you send out something and you say, I need this by, and you give the date, and I'm just going to say July 25th. Or you say, please RSVP by July 25th. That doesn't say on July 25th. It says by. So people say, okay, well, I got until the 25th to do it. So what happens? They forget, they don't do it, forget all about it. And then they say, oh, well, you wonder why she didn't invite me. Well, she did, but you didn't respond. You didn't put it on your calendar, because you could have did it right then. And that's how I have to do. I have to look at it. And if it involves my husband and I, then I got to see if he's available. But I always look at my calendar to see if that is a time when I'm going to be keeping my grandkids, if I have a doctor's appointment or something, and then I can respond. So I'm not going to wait until the day of or the day before, because it says by. That does not mean you have to wait. Go ahead and respond. So that's, that is meeting those deadlines. And then fulfill promises. If you promise someone that you're going to do something, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. If you find that you can't, let them know as soon as possible. Life happens. Things happen that you don't have control of, or if you're not good at writing things down, what have you. And that was just like my speaker for the 23rd. They had committed, but they gave me plenty of time. They called me back. They didn't even send a text. They called and said, hey, I know I committed for July 23rd. However, this came up and they told me what it was. And to me, that was something that they needed to be at. And, I appreciated them getting with me. So that gives me time to get someone else or figure out how I want to change the flow, so that I might want to do it by myself if I don't get another guest. But they let me know. So those things are important. And if you just tuned in, we're talking about that blueprint for creating and maintaining credibility. And today it's about being a pro, doing everything that you can do for the Lord, like you're doing it for the Lord. So the first thing that I talked about is being reliable. The second thing that I'm going to talk about is being trustworthy. Trustworthy. This is the second one. Trustworthy, able to be relied on as honest or truthful. Able to be relied on as honest or truthful. In my book, if you have my book and if you read it, I talk about Abraham Lincoln. And, he was known as Honest Abe. And I know a lot of people, they say Honest Abe, but they never realize why he was referred to as Honest Abe. But in his younger years, he worked in I'm going to say a general store for lack of being specific. And they did things then by weight. And he weighed something for this lady and charged her. She paid it and went about her business. Later on, he realized that there was something off with the weight and she was charged too much. He waited till after the store closed and he traveled miles to give her the difference in what she paid and what she should have paid. Now think about that if that happened today. If you went to the store and you bought some apples and you paid $2.99 a pound, and the person rang you up and you went on about your business, and then the next person came through, they had the same thing, and they charged them $2.99, and they said, no, these are on sale today. First thing, well, it's not ringing up that way. If you want to take a step back there or call someone from produce, they're on sale for $1.99. They do the research and they find out, so they charge you. But a person just went through the line. Are they going to try to send someone to tell that person to come back? Are they just going to say, oh, well? Think about it. So being trustworthy, that's a good one, being trustworthy. Now, trustworthy people are genuine. They are genuine. You have some people that like to put on facades, or they pretend, well, yes, I'm a professor at the school and I do this and I do that. And yeah, they're professor, and you find out they're an adjunct professor, and they're not all of that. Yes, they are professor, but they're making you think that they are, head dog at the university, and they're not. But be who you are. And if you are that top person at the university, that's well. Hi, my name is Deborah Smith. Yes, I'm president of UNF, and keep it moving. I don't have to put emphasis on it or anything like that. Or I just can say, yes, I'm in leadership at one of the universities, and keep it moving. But be genuine. Don't pretend. Don't put on airs. That doesn't add to your credibility, because if you try to be more than you are, and based on what you've said, I recommend you to someone, and they invite you to do something, and you get up there and everybody's like, what? What justice did you do yourself? So you want to be trustworthy. You want to exhibit professionalism at all times, at all times. Now, there is a place and time for everything. So I'm not saying if you're at home doing a cookout, you got to be all professional. But if you're out and about, you never know who you're going to come into contact with, and you want to be professional. All right? Have confidence. Confidence is so key, because if you don't have confidence in yourself, a lot of the gifts that God has given you, you're not going to be comfortable getting out there and using those, are you? You're going to be passive, or what have you, to not want to go out and show people, this is what I do. I'm comfortable with this. I am able to do whatever, but I'm comfortable in doing that. I have that confidence. I'm not afraid to take action. And when you have someone and they're not afraid to take action, then people don't have a problem following you or being on your team or trying to help you with something that you're working on, because, oh, hey, this person knows what they're doing. They're going to be able to lead us. We're not going to have any, major issues. Hey, I'm good. I'm good to be on that team, right? They know their skill sets. If you have confidence, then you know what skill sets you have. You're not going to pretend, I'm the bomb with math. Hey, you got a math problem? Bring it to Deborah. I got it. Don't come over here with that. Do not come this way. You don't want to talk about being organized? I can help you with that. If you want to, talk about setting something up, planning something, I can help you with that. But I'm not going to pretend that I know everything, because I don't. So I'm not going to say I can help you with anything, because I cannot help you with anything. I can help you mess it up. And that's not what we want to do. But we want to have confidence in knowing the gifts that we have and knowing how to utilize those gifts, and then being able to assist others. Because, hey, think about it. That's why God gives us certain gifts. He doesn't give them to us for us to flaunt or whatever. He gives them to us to be, make them useful, to use them to his glory. But he wants us to help other people with them. He doesn't want us to be selfish with our gifts. So that's why we have them. So, make sure that you're being trustworthy, and people don't have a problem interacting with you most times. Again, trustworthy people are in control, meaning that you take full responsibility, because, some people, they just don't take responsibility for anything. They want to blame it on someone else. But trustworthy people, hey, they're going to take responsibility for their behavior. They know how they're supposed to act. They're going to act that way. And if they don't, They're not going to blame it on who they were with or they were going through something. They're going to do whatever it is to try to rectify that thing which they did that they should not have done. Now, when you lose your credibility, it's not something that you can recover overnight, but owning up to what you did is a big step in the right direction. They take responsibility for their mistakes. So sorry I did that. A couple of times, people say, well, I'm still waiting on, did you get a chance to look at this, that, and the other? I'm waiting on it. Oh, I sent that to you. I can tell them the date I sent it to them. Well, I didn't get it. Like, okay, hold that thought. Go back. It's over in my drafts. I didn't send it. Oh, I'm not going to go back and say, I don't know what happened to that computer. I know I hit sent. I don't know how I get in the drafts. I got to slow down. I'm moving too fast. I just knew I had sent that to you. I am so sorry. You can see the date that I finished proofing it and sent it to you. I am so sorry. Don't blame it on the poor computer that can't defend itself. You made a mistake. You did that text. You didn't hit send. Say that. Oh, you know what? It's sitting right here. In the text. I did not hit send. Be responsible for your words and your actions. Be trustworthy. Be someone when they say your name, oh, I know her. Oh, she's a good person. I enjoy talking to her, working with her, getting involved with her, whatever. Him, they're good people. You can trust her. Yeah. That's a good thing. And again, that's part of being and having good credibility. The third and last one I'm going to talk about is confidence. Confidence, not confidence. And I got confidence up there just as big. It's consistency, being consistent. Excuse me. See, I made a mistake. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, that was one, and I was going to do it, but then I changed my mind. No, I just made a mistake. Okay, so the last one is being consistent. And how many of y'all know that's one of my favorite words, consistency? I love it. You have to be consistent. Being consistent can help you through so many things. Consistency is doing something regularly and without fail. So, hey, what's the first thing I do in the morning? Hey, got to get in that devotion time. You got to spend some time with God. So I do it consistently. It's a habit. If something happened and I don't do it, you can tell. Everybody can tell because that's something that I do consistently. It's about showing up day in and day out. You have a job. You go to bed and you wake up with the mindset that God bless me with a job. I'm ready to go. I'm going. No matter what type of people you work with, you're going to have some obstacles when you get there. You have been blessed with that job until God sends you another one. Hey, you got it. So every day you're going to get up and go to that job. Every day you're going to do that Bible time. You're going to get in that walk. Whatever it is that you do consistently, you're going to do it day in and day out. When you do things consistently, it helps you to develop that skill. Because let's just say you're trying to learn a new language. And so you work on it today. And you don't work on it anymore until next Friday. Chances are you've forgotten what you learned over a week ago. Then you might not touch it again for 2 weeks. You got to go back and learn all the things that for the last 3 weeks. But if you do it every day, you can add to it. So today I know how to count from 1 to 10. Tomorrow I'm going to work on counting to 50. The next day I'm going to make it up to 100. Then I'm going to, work on that skill, maybe practice it some. Then I'm going to go to the next skill. What are my colors? I'm going to work on them consistently. Next thing I want to work on is building names. But I'm working on it consistently, and I'm going to review those things that I've already learned. But I'm going to do it consistently. When I took Spanish in college, I knew how to count to 100, knew numbers, knew how to do sentences. I was good because for as long as I can remember, I have always wanted to learn Spanish. Got out of college, didn't do anything. Can I count to 100 now? No. So I didn't keep up consistency, so I did not learn that habit. And so therefore I cannot speak Spanish. Anybody out there that speaks fluent Spanish and know how to assist me to get me on the road, because I've tried Babbel, it didn't work. Help me. I'm open. So it helps you to develop skills. You don't let obstacles deter you, because if you're consistent, like the people that walk, it can be raining outside. You'll see them with their rain gear on. They're walking. When time changes, they don't let that deter them. They put on their reflectors. They're out there walking. And if it's not raining, if it's cold, you see them bundled up, but they're out there walking. They are doing it day in and day out. They're doing it consistently, and it is a habit. If they didn't get up and walk, their day probably would not be the same. So it really helps you, and you don't let anything deter you from doing what it is that you have on your mind to do. And then it makes you disciplined, because if you're doing it on a routine basis, you get used to it, and you feel some type way if you don't do it, because you're disciplined. Your body, your mind is together, and it knows that that's part of your routine. Because it's like, I have a routine, because sometimes my husband is here when I wake up, and sometimes he's not. But I have a routine. But if he's here, that routine changes. And so it's like, okay, it kind of throws me off, because I know I want to do that, and I can't do that, because we got to stop and have family prayer in there somewhere. And so depending on when he needs to walk out the door is when we get to stick it in. So that kind of, changes things. But, start small, form those little consistent tasks, and then form those habits and be consistent. You will find that it will really, really help you. So be a pro. Remember to do everything that you do for God. And, it will bless you, get to the next level, and being able to do it on a consistent basis, you'll really, really enjoy that. So I hope that you enjoyed this talk today. Remember, be reliable, be trustworthy, and be consistent. Thank you for joining us. Please join us on Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Saturday Morning Reel. My topic is going to be Magic Eraser. Magic Eraser. You got to tune in to check it out. You got to tune in. I'll be looking forward to seeing you. Remember, this year we are declaring Jeremiah 29:11 over your lives. We declare that God wants you to have the plans that you hope for. He wants you to have prosperity and not disaster. And he wants you to have that future that you hope for. So build your blueprint for life based on the plans that God has given you. Put in the work and build your best life. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. And I'll be looking for you Saturday for Magic Eraser. Bye-bye.